Top 10 actors who saved their career with one performance. As they rightly say, fame is fickle. We have been witnessing the power of fame as a friend and as a foe. To be on top of the triangle in Hollywood is a continuous, effortful process and doesn't always work in everyone's favor. But then, as always, there is light at the end of the tunnel, and just like that, these movies gave their careers resurrection and saved them. Don't forget to watch today's video till the very end for the top 10 actors who saved their career with one performance. Number 10. Iron Man, Robert Downey Jr. Marvel Studios released their first film in 2008, and Marvel soon became one of the most lucrative franchises of all time. Their first movie was Iron Man, and it was Robert Downey Jr.'s comeback role after he had some ups and downs in his career due to his addiction. In 2008, RDJ was ready for his comeback, and he was the perfect choice for the role of Tony Stark. He managed to beat out Tom Cruise, Leonardo DiCaprio, and Nicolas Cage for the part. Thanks to RDJ's undeniable screen presence and star power, this was the movie that changed the game for Marvel Studios, and it brought forth a slew of superhero movies such as Thor, Guardians of the Galaxy, and Avengers. However, RDJ may have saved Iron Man, but Iron Man also saved his career as well. After years of being fired from movies and TV shows because of his addiction, he was able to get sober and revive his career. Number 9. Pulp Fiction, John Travolta. John Travolta has had multiple ups and downs in his career with some impressive films on his filmography and some total flops. He first made it big in 1977 in Saturday Night Fever, and then again in 1978 with Grease, both box office hits. But after some bad career moves and some truly terrible movies, his career was in a slump by the 90s. Things weren't looking good for him until his career was saved when Quentin Tarantino casted him in Pulp Fiction in 1994, despite the studio's insistence that he was a has-been. After seeing him in Brian De Palma's Blowout back in 1981, Tarantino knew that he wanted Travolta to play the hitman Vincent Vega, and he got his wish. Travolta's career was revived, and he began to appear in successful movies such as Get Shorty in 1995 and Face Off in 1997. Then it all went downhill again in 2000. Number 8. Cold Mountain, Natalie Portman. It took more than just one movie to help save Natalie Portman from the curse of the Star Wars prequels, but luckily for her, she had some important people on her side. A director vouched for Portman, which got her cast in Cold Mountain, which was a step in the right direction. Her role as an exotic dancer in Closer helped audiences to see her as more than a kid and more than Padme. However, it was V for Vendetta that freed her from the curse and made her an A-list leading lady. By 2005, she finally got the credibility she was looking for, and 5 years after that, she would win an Academy Award for Best Actress for her role in Darren Aronofsky's Black Swan. Now, with the new hugely successful Star Wars sequels, the horrible memory of the Star Wars prequels have almost been wiped from our minds forever. Number 7. Orange is the New Black, Natasha Lyonne. Everybody loves a comeback story. Natasha Lyonne landed a role in Everyone Says I Love You when she was just 16 and went on to star in the hugely successful American Pie movies. Unfortunately, she struggled with addiction and was arrested for a DUI in 2001. By 2005, she was in the hospital for hepatitis C, a collapsed lung, and a heart infection. Fortunately, Lyonne got sober, and everything she struggled through helped her to nail the role of Nikki Nichols in Orange is the New Black. The role in the hit Netflix series has garnered her praise from critics and given her a chance to redeem herself. Since 2013, her star has been on the rise, and she has managed to land roles in big movies that she hadn't been able to get before. Looking back on her past, Lyonne has said, "Isn't everyone entitled to an existential breakdown?" Number 6. Stranger Things, Winona Ryder. Winona Ryder was already a huge movie star by the late 80s after starring in Beetlejuice, Heathers, Edward Scissorhands, and then in the early 90s, she starred in Dracula, Little Women, Reality Bites, and The Age of Innocence. By 1999, she needed a comeback with Girl Interrupted, but the spotlight was stolen from her by co-star Angelina Jolie. Her career took the biggest hit of all in 2002 when she was not only caught shoplifting at Saks Fifth Avenue, but she also starred in Mr. Deeds, which was a total flop. Over the next decade or so, Ryder only managed to land small roles. Luckily, she was cast in Stranger Things, and it turned out to be the perfect role for her. Number 5. Inglourious Basterds, Christoph Waltz. Christoph Waltz had been in the business for a long time before he got his big break. Though he was a mildly successful actor in Europe, it wasn't until he was cast in Quentin Tarantino's Inglourious Basterds that he became an A-list star in Hollywood. After giving a flawless performance as one of cinema's most memorable villains, he won multiple awards, including an Oscar for Best Supporting Actor, becoming the first actor in a Tarantino movie to ever win an Academy Award. His stint at playing a villain helped him gain recognition in Hollywood, and he was offered roles following that. He went on to play a James Bond villain, the lead in a Tim Burton movie, and another character in Tarantino's film Django Unchained. This year, Waltz is starring in Robert Rodriguez's Alita: Battle Angel, with many more projects on the horizon. Number 4. Wild Reese Witherspoon. Unfortunately, once an actress reaches her 30s, she is no longer a star, at least according to Hollywood. However, Reese Witherspoon wasn't just an it girl, she also won an Academy Award for her performance in Walk the Line. But even after her Oscar win, she was still seen as a star only fit for romantic comedies and not real dramas. However, in 2014, she changed that around when she decided to make her own movie through her own production company, Pacific Standard. The movie was Wild, based on Cheryl Strayed's memoir, and Witherspoon cast herself as the lead. The movie garnered positive reviews and helped to prove that Witherspoon could do more than romantic comedies. Number 3. Wonder Woman, Gal Gadot. Over the past few years, Warner Bros. And DC released Batman vs. Superman, Suicide Squad, Man of Steel, and most recently, Justice League. Although they never brought in the money that the Marvel films have, they still did well for themselves. Warner Bros. Had pulled out all the stops, but they still hadn't tried one thing: a Wonder Woman movie. Before 2017, there had never been a Wonder Woman movie, even though there have been about a dozen Batman movies. However, the goddess would turn out to be their saving grace, pulling in $821 million worldwide for DC. This is thanks, in no small part, to Gal Gadot, who was the perfect actress to play Diana thanks to her undeniable charm, earnestness, and morality. Of course, it's also in thanks to the director, Patty Jenkins, who finally made a DC movie that wasn't dark and depressing. Number 2. National Treasure, Nicolas Cage. Forget the Nicolas Cage you know today, and think of the Nicolas Cage who once was. In the 80s and 90s, he was considered a good actor and won an Academy Award for his role in Leaving Las Vegas. He was known for starring in offbeat films, fun but campy action movies, while also working with Hollywood icons such as Charlie Kaufman and Martin Scorsese. However, in 2005, Cage starred in his most mainstream movie yet, National Treasure, which launched him into a whole new world of A-list status, while also losing credibility as an actor. After that came a slew of terrible movies such as Ghost Rider, Wicker Man, and Left Behind. Over time, Cage went from being a respectable actor to a total nutjob who appears in roles that are nothing short of random. Good thing we still have Raising Arizona to remind us of the good old days. Number 1. Good Time, Robert Pattinson. The Twilight Saga gave us all a teenage heartthrob. He was quite the sensation during the movie series. There must hardly be anyone who didn't know who Robert Pattinson was. However, the movie led to a standstill in his career and gave him the label of a teen star. He struggled a lot to establish himself more than that, and that showed him his downfall. He finally came out of it in 2017 with a smashing performance in a negative role in Good Time. After watching the movie, there was no doubt left about his versatility and ability to do more. He has been a part of more projects like Tenet, Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire, The Lighthouse, etc. We are also going to see him in and as the Batman in 2022. That's it for today's video. Join in next time for more of such interesting content.